It's finally happening. It's official. Bronny James will be a Los Angeles Laker after being drafted 55th overall in this year's second round of the NBA draft. But I have an issue with how some people are reacting to Bronny James being a Laker. And after sliding all the way down to the 17th pick, Dalton Knecht could be the steal of the entire NBA draft. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 70% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of those Laker updates, especially with free agency coming this weekend, you guys will make sure you guys are subscribed to Lakers Digest. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the topics we have for you today, as we had the second round of the NBA draft, and now Bronny James is a Laker. So, for those of you who do not know, Bronny James is a 19-year-old out of USC. He is a former McDonald's All-American and former 5-star recruit coming into college, but he had a massive health scare which led him to miss 6 months of time, and then he was only able to play 25 games for the USC Trojans. So now, coming into the Los Angeles Lakers, he's coming in with a ton of scrutiny, eyes, and just attention on him, obviously being LeBron James' son, and then LeBron James still being who he is and still being in the league is a very massive deal, but it is a historic moment, in fact, as this is the first time in basketball history that a father and son duo will be on the same team at the same time. So this is a very monumentous thing. And then the Lakers, who are an organization that is known for making history left and right in different ways, and now they're going to have the very first father and son duo on the same team. So it's a big reason why a lot of people were looking that Bronny James is probably going to end up being a Los Angeles Laker. I kind of saw that coming from the jump, just because the Lakers had that 55th overall pick. And then usually in that range, there's not too many guys that are going to make an impact on your roster right away. So there really was no issue for me drafting a guy like Bronny James at the 55th position. And then some of the tools that he has are some of the things that the Lakers actually need, as he's a guy who's a point of attack defender, who's a very athletic guy. And although he's 6'1", he has a pretty big wingspan at 6'7", and he tested as one of the highest verticals in the combine, as I think he had a 41-inch vertical. So Bronny James can get up. He is very athletic, very strong, has that NBA-sized body. So sort of adjusting to the NBA is more in the skills department than he is with the physical tools, because he definitely has those tools right away, and definitely you get it from the best person in the world who knows how to take care of his body, and that is LeBron James, because he's going into year 22 of doing this. So Bronny James, knowing that physical aspect doesn't surprise me too much, but like I said, him being drafted 55th overall, I didn't take too much of an issue with it, as I don't see him initially being a guy to really be a contributor right away. But that's why we have the G League and times where guys like Bronny James can grow. But I did see a very cool story, though, since this is the first time that a father and son will be playing together at the same time. But that led to another interview. So this is for, I believe it was People's Magazine, and this was of Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. So if those of you guys who are baseball fans know about this family, but Ken Griffey Jr. actually said something about this a couple of months ago, and so this is what he said, that we'll be sitting in front row, Ken Griffey Jr. tells People exclusively, saying that he and his dad, now 73, plan to cheer on that duo on if that day comes. No matter what it is that I'm looking forward to, I know LeBron does. He also points out the slim chance of how a parent-child duo in sports. I mean, there are quite a few things that have to happen there. One thing is having a child early, right? 2 is having the child be really good at an early age. And 3 is being able to hang around and be productive. I mean, 2 of those things are out of your control, and 2 of those things are dependent on your dad. So looking at LeBron being really early in the NBA and having 20 years of longevity, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down. So that was from Ken Griffey Jr. talking to People's Magazine, and talking about how having that moment where with his father and son, they were both on the same team. They actually both hit a home run in the same game. So a very cool moment for them. So he understands how monumental this moment could be, playing with your father and son. And then he also talks about how just rare it is to happen just throughout sports. So they're going to be there whenever that first game in attendance that they are going to play. It's probably going to be in preseason down the line. But having LeBron James and Bronny on the same team is just a monumentous thing for the NBA, but also a crazy thing for basketball. And just from a basketball sense, I know a lot of people were just really upset. I'm just like how Bronny James was able to get to this position, and it's due to like nepotism and stuff like that. But nepotism exists in the NBA. It is constant. It's all around. Just look at all your favorite players. They've all had somebody probably be in the NBA before. Guys like Steph Curry, man, guys like Kobe Bryant, guys like Klay Thompson. All of these guys have all had parents or something that helped them throughout, and sure, they were able to show that their talent was good enough, but they also had the tools beforehand to help them to get there. And that is what happened with Bronny James, and he just wasn't a bigger known prospect because of what happened with the heart issue. So he's definitely finally going to have an opportunity to show what he can do on the basketball court when it comes to Summer League here in a few weeks, and I'm going to be very excited to see what he can do. But let's talk about the other Lakers pick, who I truly think is the steal of the draft. So Dalton Knecht is a real sleeper pick. So Dalton Knecht fell all the way down to the Lakers at the 17th pick. And a lot of people weren't expecting Dalton Knecht to be available at that range. There was a lot of different mock drafts that had Knecht going somewhere from the 6 to even as low as 13 range. So the Lakers to get him at 17 was a huge value pick. There is an article from Josh Hollinger from the Athletic, and then he said that the Lakers get a JJ Redick clone, but in all seriousness, if they weren't trading the pick, then Dalton Knecht was a pretty obvious pick for the team. It is both desperate for some shooting help and on a win now timeline. So Dalton Knecht is a bit of an older prospect. He is 23 years old, and he is a fifth-year senior, obviously, having going to JUCO for a couple of seasons and then going to Northern Colorado for a couple more, and then that senior year at Tennessee really showed him out or showcased him out to the world. So he's had some time to really mature, play in different environments, and be very adaptable, which is very important when it comes to becoming an NBA player. And you have to be able to adapt to different situations, adapt to different moments. So I really can see Dalton Knecht really making an impact as early as the first game of the season for the Lakers, as he's a movement shooter, and I don't think we've had a movement shooter like this in a while. I think I've compared him back to Sasha Vujacic in a little bit, just because we haven't had a guy who can come off screens and change his shot in different ways. He can not only do things off the dribble, but he can do things off the ball. So it is very important for the Lakers to get a guy like that, especially next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Getting a shooter like this is really going to keep defenses honest and then give LeBron and AD more room in the middle to work with, especially when you have a guy like Dalton out there, and then Kevin O'Connor, another respected guy for the Ringer. So he talked about how the Lakers got a potential steal in the draft, and how Knecht falling to 17, being a knockdown shooter who can handle the ball, and he can't wait to see what JJ Redick draws for him, for a bucket getter like him. So having this type of opportunity to have like a movement shooter, and then having JJ Redick, who was one of the best movement shooters of all time, being your head coach. So that is a very good combination of harmonic convergence, if you must, of two of those things coming together, of having that movement shooter who was exceptional in the NBA, and then one coming into college, doing all this work coming from JUCO all the way to the NBA. So him having that hard working background and that work ethic coming from that division all the way up to the NBA really bodes well for him coming into the NBA and really doing some things and really improving on his skill set. So I'm really excited to see what Dalton can do. We'll also probably see him during Summer League. We'll probably see them first at the California Classic. I believe that's the first week of July. And then July 12th, that is when Summer League in Vegas starts. But let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think of Bronny James? Do you think the Lakers should have made this pick, or should have not made this pick and gone elsewhere? Or do you think that would have affected LeBron James' free agency? And then also, what do you guys think about Dalton Knecht? I'm really excited to see what a movement shooter can do on the Los Angeles Lakers, and I really hope you guys are too. But let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.